There's a white powder sitting in a grocery store right now, usually on the bottom shelf, usually in a plain bag with no fancy branding, that costs about $1 a pound. And the cleaning industry has spent the last 70 years making sure you walk right past it. Because if you knew what this powder actually does, you would never buy a bottle of bathroom cleaner again. Not a spray, not a gel, not a scrubbing pad, none of it. Just this one ancient mineral, a little water, and about 20 minutes of doing absolutely nothing. But before we get into what it is, I want you to think about something for a second. Have you ever sprayed a bathroom cleaner on a stubborn tub stain, scrubbed it, rinsed it, stood back, and it was still there? Maybe a little lighter, maybe less visible in bad lighting. But 2 weeks later, back to exactly what it was. So you assumed you needed a stronger product. You bought the next one up, the one that made your eyes water when you opened the cap, and it still didn't fully work. Here's why. And this is the part nobody tells you at the store. That brown ring around your toilet, that chalky crust around your faucet, that gray film on your shower glass, that is not dirt. That is calcium and magnesium from your water supply, depositing layer by layer every time water evaporates and leaves its minerals behind. It is a chemical bond between mineral and porcelain, and bleach does not dissolve minerals. Bleach oxidizes organic matter. So what it does is bleach the color of the stain while the deposit sits underneath, completely untouched, waiting to come back. You're not cleaning it, you're repainting it, temporarily, and the companies selling you that spray have always known that. So what actually works? Citric acid. And the second one, which almost nobody talks about, is oxalic acid. 2 different minerals, 2 different mechanisms. Together they cover almost every stain a bathroom can throw at you. Citric acid was first isolated in 1784 by a Swedish chemist named Carl Wilhelm Scheele. He pulled it from lemon juice, and within decades, industry had figured out exactly how powerful it was. By the late 1800s, it was descaling industrial boilers. Because of one ability, nothing else cheap could match: chelation. Chelation comes from the Greek word for claw. When citric acid meets calcium deposits, the molecules wrap around the mineral ions and physically pull them off the surface. The bond breaks, the mineral lifts, no scrubbing, no force, just chemistry doing what it's supposed to do. That fizzing when the powder hits a wet stain, that's chelation starting. You can literally hear it working. By the early 20th century, citric acid was standard in hotels, hospitals, and homes. Then, 1953 happened. Post-war chemical companies needed products for idle factories, so they created branded cleaners, proprietary blends they could patent, market, and sell for 40 times the cost of the raw ingredient. Cleaners that managed the mineral problem temporarily instead of solving it, guaranteeing you'd be back next month. You cannot build a subscription business on citric acid. It costs $1 a pound and nobody owns it. So they didn't suppress it dramatically, they just stopped talking about it. Within 1 generation, it went from common knowledge to forgotten. The mineral problem didn't change. The chemistry didn't change, just the profit motive changed. Now here is where it gets worse. Think about the instructions on most bathroom cleaners. Spray, wait 30 seconds, scrub, 30 seconds to dissolve a mineral bond that has been building for months, and when it doesn't work, the label says scrub harder. So you drag an abrasive sponge across your bathtub, creating microscopic scratches, and you know what loves to settle into scratches? Mineral deposits, soap scum. The harder you scrub with the wrong product, the worse the long-term staining gets, and the more you need to buy next month. It is a cycle that was essentially engineered to repeat. The solution is not more scrubbing. It is contact time with the right chemistry, the exact opposite of what every commercial cleaner tells you to do. Now, the second mineral. In the 1860s, a chemist was experimenting with a compound found naturally in sorrel and rhubarb, those sharp, tart plants that make your mouth pucker. That sourness comes from oxalic acid. Isolated in powder form, it does something citric acid doesn't. It reacts chemically with rust and iron stains, converting them into water-soluble compounds that simply rinse away. Rust rings under the toilet rim, orange streaks around old drains. Iron discoloration that has been there for years. Citric acid reduces them. Oxalic acid eliminates them. This became the active ingredient in Barkeeper's Friend, on hardware store shelves since 1882. Over 140 years. The tin looks old-fashioned. The name sounds quaint. And that is exactly why people walk past it to grab a neon. Spray bottle from a brand that launched 20 years ago. Barkeeper's Friend is oxalic acid powder with a mild abrasive. $2. It has outlasted every miracle cleaner of the last century because the chemistry is real. Here's how you use them. For the toilet ring, pour half a cup of citric acid directly into the bowl and leave it overnight. 1 pass with the brush in the morning, flush, and it's gone. Not faded, gone. For any rust discoloration alongside it, add a sprinkle of Barkeeper's Friend. Wait 10 minutes, rinse. For the bathtub and shower, mix 3 tablespoons of citric acid in a cup of warm water in a spray bottle. Spray, leave it 30 minutes, wipe, and rinse. For severe buildup, make a paste, apply it. Cover with plastic wrap so it doesn't dry out, and leave it 2 to 3 hours. The plastic wrap is what most people miss. It keeps the acid working instead of drying into a crust halfway through. For faucet buildup, wrap a citric acid-soaked cloth around the base and leave it an hour. For rust stains, Barkeeper's Friend is a paste, 15 minutes, rinse. Now, here's the bonus. And this is the part most people don't see coming. Your drains, specifically the slow ones, the shower drain that takes forever, the bathroom sink that gurgles when the water finally goes down. Most people assume that's hair or soap and reach for Drano. But in hard water areas, a huge percentage of slow drains have nothing to do with hair. The pipe walls have narrowed over years because mineral scale, the same calcium and magnesium deposits as your tub, has been slowly building up on the inside of the pipe, reducing the diameter and choking the flow. Drano doesn't touch that. It's designed for organic blockages. It does nothing to mineral scale. Pour a 1/4 cup of citric acid powder directly into the slow drain. Follow it with a cup of hot water. Let it sit for at least 30 minutes. Overnight is better. The collation process runs inside the pipe, breaking down the mineral, narrowing the walls, and when you flush it through with more hot water, the flow improves noticeably. For a more aggressive clean, combine the citric acid with an equal amount of baking soda before pouring it in. The two react together to produce carbon dioxide. That fizzing action physically agitates the buildup while the acid dissolves it. It is not a miracle cure for a full blockage caused by years of neglect, but as a monthly maintenance pour, it keeps pipes clear in a way no chemical drain cleaner can, because chemical drain cleaners are burning through organic matter, while the real problem, the mineral narrowing, just keeps growing. One more thing while we're here: your washing machine, your dishwasher, your coffee machine, your kettle, your steam iron. Every appliance in your home that uses water is accumulating the same calcium deposits inside it that your bathtub has on its surface. They reduce efficiency, they shorten the lifespan of the appliance, and they affect the taste of anything the appliance produces. 2 tablespoons of citric acid run through an empty dishwasher cycle removes the scale that's been building since the day you installed it. The same amount in a full kettle of water, boiled and rinsed, descales it completely. A citric acid solution run through a coffee machine restores the brewing pressure and removes the metallic taste that comes from mineral buildup on the heating element. These are not cleaning hacks. These are maintenance tasks that manufacturers know you should be doing, and that the descaling tablet industry charges you $10 a pack to pretend requires a special product. It does not require a special product. It requires $1 of citric acid powder and 2 minutes of your time. Now, one final question, and this one is worth sitting with. If these two minerals have been known since the 1700s and 1800s, if they are food grade and safe, if they cost almost nothing, if they work on a chemical level that synthetic sprays cannot match, and they have been available the entire time, what exactly have you been paying for every month for the last however many years? The bottle, the label, the ad with someone smiling while wiping a surface that was already clean, the shelf placement fee, the 30-second contact time engineered to make sure the stain comes back next month, so you need another bottle. You were never buying a solution, you were buying a subscription to a problem that was already solved 150 years ago. 1 pound of citric acid, 1 tin of Barkeeper's Friend, less than $3. That is everything your bathroom needs, your drains, your appliances, and most of your house along with it. They didn't disappear because they stopped working. They disappeared because you can't build a billion-dollar brand on something that permanently solves the problem for $1. Now you know, and you won't forget it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.